Before you let your family ride in a brand new six-figure motorhome, you need to ask one question. What happens if it gets into a frontal crash? Hey everyone, I am John,
And I am Rhonda with our head of security, Jazzy.
and this is our new front porch. Today we're tackling the topic that honestly is heavy. It's something we've spent weeks researching, and frankly, what we learned was shocking. It made us completely rethink RV safety.
We are not here to scare you. We're here because this channel is about sharing the unfiltered truth so you can make better decisions. We're going to pull back the curtain on why most RVs, specifically Class A and Class C motorhomes, are not required to pass the same frontal crash tests as your car.
And most importantly, we promise that by the end of this video, you will understand the real risks and know the most critical, actionable steps you can take to protect your family on the road. This is a conversation we wish someone had with us before we first bought our first rig. Okay, so let's start with something you see on almost every RV at the dealership. That little seal, the RVIA seal. You see it and you think, great, it's certified, safe, right? That's what we thought.
The RV Industry Association does a great job inspecting for things that make the RV a livable space. They check to make sure the electrical systems will not short out, the propane lines are secure, and that you have an emergency exit window to climb out of.
But here's the absolute key. The RVIA seal has nothing to do with crashworthiness. It does not certify that the walls will hold up in a crash and that the steering wheel won't collapse or the vehicle can withstand a frontal impact.
He is right. It basically ensures it is a safe house, not necessarily a safe vehicle in a collision. And once we realized that, we had a bigger question.
So if this seal doesn't mean it's crash tested, what does? Who is responsible? The answer is complicated and it comes down to a single number.
So John went down one of his classic research rabbit holes.
The agency in charge of vehicle safety is the National Highway Safety Administration. They create the federal motor vehicle safety standards. These are the rules that mandate that the airbags, the crumple zones, and the crash tests for cars. But the bombshell, the most important of these standards, the ones for frontal crash protection, steering column collapses, and windshield protection, they primarily apply to vehicles with a gross vehicle weight 10,000 pounds or less.
Think about that. Our Class A motorhome here has a gross vehicle weight of 18,000 pounds. Most Class Cs are over 11,000 pounds. Just by being heavy, they are legally exempt from the very crash test standards we all take for granted.
It's not an oversight. It's written into the regulations that separates passenger cars from heavy trucks. And motorhomes used by families like ours fall in that side of heavy trucks with far fewer safety standards.
John tried to explain all the regulations and numbers to me. FMVSS 208, 204, 212. Let me put it this way. In your car, there are rules for how the vehicle has to protect you in a crash. In most motorhomes, there just aren't any rules. And why? That goes back to how these things are actually built.
This is a fascinating and terrifying sort of way. A motorhome isn't built by one company. It's a two-stage process. First, you have stage one. A company like Ford or Freightliner builds the chassis, that frame, engine, wheels, and steering. Then you have stage two. An RV company like Winnebago or Thor buys that chassis and builds a house on top of it. They attach walls, a roof, slides, cabinets, and everything.
So Ford certifies that their parts meet the rules. The RV company certifies that they did not mess up anything Ford did. But what no one is required to do is crash test the final finished product, the completed motorhome.
It creates a responsibility gap. The final product you buy has never been slammed into a wall to see what happens. The economics of testing every single floor plan just doesn't work for the low volume RV industry.
And the way they are built is just different. Your car is a unibody, a single welded steel structure designed to protect you. A motorhome is a body on a frame. They build a box out of aluminum tubes, wood, fiberglass, and staples, and then bolt it to a truck frame.
Which leads us to the most important part of this video. Given all this, how do we actually rank the safety of these rigs and what can we do about it? Okay, so based on the construction, this isn't about luxury or prices. It's about physics and engineering. Class B camper vans, hands down, these are the safest. Why? Because the entire vehicle is built inside the original crash-tested steel body from Mercedes, Ford, or Ram. You get the factory crumble zones, the airbags, and the safety engineering.
Class C motorhomes. These are the ones with the bunk over the cab. They're the middle ground because driver and front passenger are sitting in the original factory-built truck cab. That cab was crash tested by the manufacturer. It is the sitting in the house part, which is untested. So better for the people up front, but a huge question mark for anyone in the living area.
That brings us to the Class A motorhomes. From a frontal crash perspective, these present the highest risk. The entire structure, including the driver's area, is built by the RV manufacturer. There is no factory engineering steel cab, no dedicated crumble zone, and often no airbags.
You're sitting at the very front of a box that is designed for living, not for impact. And inside that box, you have a residential refrigerator, a microwave, cabinets. In a crash, all of that becomes a potential projectile.
Okay, we know that was a lot and it's heavy information, and we promised you a solution. Knowledge is just the first step. Action is what keeps you safe. So here is our unfiltered front porch advice.
First, make your most important safety decision before you buy. Understand this hierarchy. If maximum safety is your number one priority, a Class B is a clear choice. If you choose a Class C, have a firm rule. Everyone rides buckled up in a forward-facing seat if possible in the front cab.
Second, you are the captain. Master your machine. Your two biggest enemies are weight and speed. Get your fully loaded rig weighed. Never exceed your DVWR. And slow down. Driving 60 to 65 miles per hour instead of 75 gives you more time to react and dramatically reduces the force in the potential crash.
Third, tire safety is life safety. Your tires are the only thing connecting your 15-ton home to the road. Check the pressure before every trip. Know the age of your tires. No matter how good the tread looks, a blowout can be catastrophic.
And finally, secure your interior. Before you put the RV in drive, walk through and secure everything. Cabinets latched, loose items put away. Assume they will move, and it will move. None of this is meant to kill the dream of RVing. It's about respecting the reality of these vehicles so you can live that dream for a long, long time.
We know this was a different kind of video for us, and we really want to know how it landed with you. This is our digital campfire moment.
So here's our question for the comments. After hearing all this, has it changed how you think about RV safety? And what is the number one safety step you can take on your next trip?
Hey, if you found real value in this video and you appreciate the honest, unfiltered approach, Go ahead and like this video. It lets us know that you want more deep dive content like this in the future. Remember, adventure is calling.
And we must go.